third race since Florida for Matt Williamson. He is at Canandaigua tonight for the season opener. Familiar number 6 is right there behind him. How we doing today?
I'm great. We're just discussing some truck problems I'm having.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's good. If that's the biggest issue I got today, I'm in good shape.
Yeah, but you kind of need to get home, so it could be a big issue, right?
Whatever, we'll figure it out. We
Okay.
got good people in racing, so anytime something like that happens, everybody always figures it out. Some way or another, you get there.
Rained out last night? I didn't think there was much rain around.
No, there wasn't, and it looked great all week, and I actually texted Coco and Paul, and I said, it looks like it's going to rain tonight. And we got to the racetrack and didn't unload, but we rained out, and then we had a couple beers at the racetrack. It was too late to go anywhere else, so we had a couple beers at the racetrack and went home and got a good night's sleep, and we're here today.
There you go, so all rested and ready to go at Land of Legends. We're going to see you here all year?
Yeah, we're going to be here every Saturday night.
Okay, is somebody else from north of the border? Is Dalton coming too?
Yeah, Dalton's supposed to be coming. I know he went to Fulton tonight because of the chance of rain. I think it was higher here than it was there.
It was.
He's kind of in the same boat we are, that he hasn't raced a lot, so I think he's trying to get some races in, and I think Fulton was guaranteed compared to this place.
Gotcha. Car we know, or is this the first time out with this one?
Brand new car. We haven't hot lapped it or nothing. I took it down the road at my dad's house, so got the brakes seated in and seeing if the motor ran, and everything seemed to be good. I mean, it's always nerve-wracking bringing a new car to a race,
sure.
But at some point they're all new at some point. So
I'm going to go back to what you just said, because I've heard a lot of people tell me this about seating in the brakes properly. How do you do that?
Just get heat in them. You know, it seats the rotors and the pads together.
But you don't stomp it. You kind of,
no,
right?
You gotta basically pulsate it and you know, get the heat in it, let the heat out. You know, do heat cycles. So that's the way I was always taught. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. I'm not a brake expert, but
right. But it's been working. Obviously.
I haven't had any brake issues, so it's been good that way.
So what advice would you have to somebody who doesn't know about this? What would you tell them to do?
Just what I just said. I mean, you know, and even you don't need to take it down the road. You can do it in hot laps. You know, when you're going out there, it's always nice. You get to a lot of racetracks, and in hot laps, there's people putting around the bottom, and they're not going, you know, up to a speed where you can actually use the brakes. You're barely chugging the motor along, and that's always a pain in the butt. But for the most part, you know, you get out in hot laps and kind of get some clean air in front of you, and just kind of, you know, get the motor revving 2,500, and just pulsate the brakes a little bit.
Okay. Do we have to make sure the brake bias is in the middle?
No, I mean the brake bias, the balance bars in these things, they're just leverage points. You know, it's gonna put heat in both front and rear. Regardless if you're all the way to the front or all the way to the rear.
Okay.
It hits the front brake first or the rear brake first, depending on where you have the balance.
Okay, but that's why I wanted to ask you that, because I could see somebody else going, well, what about that?
Yeah.
You know, so
no, they'll get. I mean, I'll go out at the beginning of the night with the balance bar all the way to the rear, and you'll come in after hot laps, and there'll still be heat in the front brake. So
really,
all four are working together. If your bias is all the way to the rear, you're still using front brake. So
I didn't know that. I guess I figured it was 100%.
No, it doesn't shut off the brakes, so it just kind of gives it more leverage to the back.
Do people still use left front brake shut-offs?
Right front.
Right front, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, because the left would pull it in.
Yeah,
right, gotcha.
You're allowed one shut off, and it's a right front. My dad always says that it's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, you got bigger problems if you got to do
really
that,
race
right?
with it, but it's nice to have in case, you know, you rip a brake line off or something. You can always, you know, you eliminate 25% of the corners just by shutting off the right front. So sometimes it'll play in your favor, and you can finish a race or two. So
I guess I thought, like, if you were in a heat race or something that was really, really tight, you could just take a shot at doing that, right?
You could. I mean, I think that at that point you're kind of
you got what you got.
You got what you got. The right front ain't going to make you go from 6th to 1st in the heat race, but
it might get you 6th to 4th, right?
Yeah, there's certainly places like Volusia and even Bridgeport last year that you want to drive on 3-wheel brake, but I think all the time slowing down square for the corner is probably the best way to do it instead of throwing the car sideways before you get there.
Gotcha. Thanks for the information. So there you go. There's some good brake information for you guys. Maybe I'll see you later, man. Good job, Matt.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.